Hello, hello, and welcome to the 1218 show. My goodness, has it been a minute. I apologize. It's been over 3 weeks. The call for work has been in my way to get in the podcast. I've been working like crazy hours for the last couple of weeks, trying to pay the bills, you know. So anyway, thank you. I'm sorry that it has taken me so long to get another episode up, and your patience is much appreciated. I've actually gotten a few texts and stuff making sure I was all right. Just like, hey, wait, what's going on here? We don't have another. You gonna put one up or what? So anyway, I am. Here it is. Couple of things. I bought a new light. So it's not like, it's not like I'm in a professional studio or anything, but at least it should eliminate some of the goofy shine that was coming off my nose and stuff from the light that was in the video camera. So hopefully if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be a little bit easier to watch. Couple of things. This is the 1218 show, and as if you've been following along, the whole point of the 1218 show, the title was for people that were born. I've always, the celebrity birthday thing. I've always thought that I was had the best birthday for celebrities, and I'm sad that Ray Liotta passed. He was a 1218er. I wanted to have him on the podcast at some point. So, of course, haven't got a text all day, but you get one right when you start your podcast. I should have put this on silent. My apologies. So, anyway, Ray Liotta. Man, what a career, huh? I'm sorry to say that I never got to interview him. But he was a 1218er, December 18th. So, rest in peace, Ray. Let's see, what else is going on here? So many different things in the world is, turned upside down again in the last few weeks. I went and saw Elvis at the movie theater. I highly recommend it. I loved it, especially if you're a music fan. If you're an Elvis fan, I don't know, I wasn't obviously alive during the main part of Elvis's career. I knew some of his story. I didn't know a lot of it. I really enjoyed talking to my mom. After I saw the movie, I called her and said, man, I didn't know this or that. And so then she was sharing some of her stories and memories of the Elvis days. And what a treat that was. I often, I've always enjoyed talking to my elders and the older the better, really. Because they have memories that are different, that are personalized, I should say, than what we are, than what we read or what we learn or what you can look up. They're personalized, and so they can take a moment in history, whether it be, world history, political history, music history, entertainment history, movies, any of those things. And then they have a story that attaches to it. And you don't realize that those are really happening in your life. You go through life and you're like, oh man, I remember when, whatever movie came out and how much, or whatever song, usually it's a song for me. I remember, almost every person in my life, every girlfriend or every girl I've ever dated, I can almost attach a song to each one of them. It's kind of strange, but everybody, and that doesn't even have to be past loves. It could, just anybody in my life, whatever is going on with that person or whatever significant moment we shared, I can often attach a song to it, and it's great because at any given time, when a song pops on, it can take me right there. I'm like, wow, and I just remember that person in that moment. So oftentimes you'd be driving and you just have a song will pop on, like, oh man, that reminds me of whatever the situation was, whoever you were with, and that, and it's just a fleeting moment. Once in a while, if it's somebody I haven't talked to in a long time or whatever, I'll shoot them a text and say, man, I just heard this song, reminded me of you, I just wanted to say hi. It's a good excuse to reach back out, to reconnect with people. It's kind of a thing that I try to that we kind of lose. You lose touch with people so easily. And you say, well, we're in touch, because of Facebook or whatever. Like, just because they're on your friends list, like, that's not I don't know. It's not a personal connection. I feel like shooting somebody a call, or even texting, which is relatively impersonal in my opinion, but it's kind of the way things are done now. Most people don't even pick up their phone if you do call them. So, just something that says, hey, I'm thinking about you. And a lot of times it's a song or whatever. So that's that. Moving on to the next thing. I have a question. Everybody's all up in arms with the things that are going on in the world. As always, there's always something going on. And it's when bad things happen, it's sad. When I'm just as bothered by all the craziness as everybody else is. But I tend to kind of go back to my own little rule idea. That if I live the best life I can live, and I treat people right, and I'm kind to people, and if I can do that, and hopefully that's reciprocated, and if we all just did that, then the world would be a better place. But this whole blanket idea of change all the world, and you standing on the soapbox, woohoo, I gotta do this, be nice, be this, be that. Just do it yourself. Just worry about yourself. Worry about your own crew. And if everybody just did that, then as a group, it would automatically happen. It doesn't need to. Nobody needs to stand on the top of the chain of command and say, "Okay, we're all nice people today," and then everybody be nice. You just do it, and then as a group, it happens. Much like one locust lands on a tree, he's not going to do much damage, but when millions of locusts land on that tree, they'll eat the whole thing in, a matter of hours. If you flip that around to niceness, if you just be nice, be kind, be polite, treat people right, and you do it by yourself, well, then you're really only not making much of a dent. I mean, it matters to you. You sleep better at night. But if everyone just did it, then all of a sudden the whole world would be a nice place. So, and I think to start that, excuse me. To start that, my number one rule is mind your own fucking business. Which brings me to my next thing. I don't want to get into the whole political side or moral side or all that stuff of the Roe versus Wade thing, but I do wonder. I want to know, and if you have the answer, I would appreciate you reaching out to me. I didn't know that the Supreme Court could just overturn a ruling. So, you've got the lawsuit, Supreme Court gets it, they supposedly look at all angles, make their decision. Once that decision is made and finalized, I thought it was just kind of, that's the decision. Now, I understand that when one dies or retires, that the sitting president gets to pick the next Supreme Court justice. So, obviously, most of the time, I mean, that is a big deal every time it happens, because the president that gets to pick it is going to usually, obviously, pick somebody that kind of lines up with their political, ideological ideas, and so you can get, you can kind of sway which way that, but they're still supposed to be relatively neutral and or critical thinkers. But my issue here is how can you just overturn it? So if that's the case, then every time somebody dies or retires, you can just put in whoever you want and go back to all the cases. Like let's say you take all the cases that are 5-4 votes, and all the ones that don't line up with your side politically. Now you get to put a new justice in, and so they just go back and overturn all those. That seems flawed to me. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand how you can just overturn it. Like and this idea of new evidence, it's all bullshit. I just don't understand how how that's something that can happen. I don't get it. I figured that once the Supreme Court had kind of made a decision, well, that's the decision. But now it looks like it's purely just another political game. I mean, whoever, the hardest part is, hoping somebody retires or dies. But to just go and flip-flop cases to line up with your side of the political thing, I can't stand that. It drives me crazy. Now, to me, it makes the Supreme Court less important. I mean, obviously it's important. That's not the right word, but less supreme. Less, you kind of held weight. Like these are a group of the supposed greatest minds, critically thinking, making decisions for the betterment of everyone, but if it's really just about politics, if it's gotten back to that, if that's, that kind of seemed like one of the final things that was, just not political, and now it seems like it's 100% political. I don't like it. I don't like the way that you can just go and overturn cases. I mean, I feel like there needs to be, that's not. I just don't think it's right. That's not claiming a position. That's not saying I'm one way or the other. I mean, most of you that know me probably know where I stand on it. And where I really stand on it is it's none of my fucking business. Back to what I said a few minutes ago. It's none of my fucking business. So I don't like that it's just so easily flip-flopped. That really bothered me. All right, we're already cranking in some time here, so I don't want to hold you up too long. I've got a lot to talk about, a lot of good things coming up. I do want to talk about, I want to touch on time again. I'm not going to make this time.3, but July 4th, by the way, I hope you all enjoyed celebrating Independence Day. July 4th for me, has always kind of been the mark of halfway through the year. Now, I know on the calendar it's not exactly half, but I've always felt that, okay, now we're halfway done. And, it just kind of seemed to be that way for me. So what are you going to do with the second half of your year? That's my question. I have a list of, New Year's resolutions that I've stuck to some of them. Some of them I've wavered from. And I always kind of try to renew it on the 4th of July. See how many I can scratch off the list by the end of the year. So think about it. We're halfway there. Are you cranking out your list, your to-do list? Have you got your money saved? Have you got your exercise in? The year's half over. You can still catch up, and I hope you do. On my end, my promise to you, I do hope to get, if we're approximately halfway through the year, unforeseen stuff you can never tell, but I do want to try to get 25 more podcasts up. Or 24. I mean, if I can do 40 by the end of the year, by the year's end, we've got 15 up now. This is number 16. If I can do 40 by the year's end, I'll be happy. And I want, the goal here is to try to get over 1,000 subscribers. So we're at just under 30 now. So we've got a long way to go. But if you know somebody that likes podcasts or YouTube channels, tell them to hit subscribe. Go on the YouTube channel and hit subscribe. On the YouTube channel, just so you know, we now have, I'm expanding it. We have the podcasts. I'm putting up a trivia section. If you like trivia, go on there. It's just a silly thing. One of my biggest pains in the butts is when you watch trivia on Netflix or on television. All the downtime. I hated that. I always hated it. So I've just put up a trivia game. It's very simple. You can go to it. Watch the question. A few seconds later, you get the answer, and you move on. Nothing in between. It's a nice little way to do it, and it's fun when you're getting ready to go out for the night, or if you're just sitting around having dinner. Each one's less than 10 minutes. They're pretty fun. So I've only got 2 up now. I'm working on some more. I've got that. I've got the podcast channel, the trivia part. I found some old random videos and whatnot. And then just in general from now on, I'm gonna, anytime I find some footage of some funny stuff or whatever, I'm just putting it up there, random funny stuff. Like, you never know what people actually might get a kick out of. So I just put one up last week. If you haven't checked out the YouTube channel recently, it was a story from my spring break trip to South Padre Island in 1999. Go on the YouTube channel, check it out. Obviously, again, all of this stuff can be linked off of the website, www.the1218show.com. I am going to put up a section for music, some of the original stuff that I did. That's also going to be on the YouTube channel. Again, you can get it all through the website. And one more thing. What was the last one that I planned on doing? I don't remember. But I also have some interviews lined up in the near future that I'm excited about. We're going to have those. I'm excited about my new light. And I think that's about it. We're gonna wrap this up now, because this was just kind of a shoot. I don't know what the word is, but a catch-up episode. We touched on a couple of things. We're gonna touch on a lot more in the future. I appreciate your time. And I had there was one more thing I wanted to tell you, and I just can't remember it. So, yes, okay, great. I won't take up any more of your time. So, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. I hope you had a great 4th. I hope you are looking forward to the second half of 2022. Let's crank out some things on the to-do list. Let's save some money. Let's get in shape. Let's live healthy. And let's love each other. All right. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.